The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWan News. I'm Rex Lita. In this edition, understanding technology to respond to cybercrime, evaluation of anti-money laundering underway, and couples prepare for MSGPM's Cup. 26 customs and police officers recently underwent a week of cybersecurity training facilitated by the U.S. Homeland Security Investigations. This is a first-of-its-kind training where an in-depth level of understanding technology was delivered. This included tracing illegal activities in cyberspace through social media and internet.
26 customs and police officers in PNG were privileged to be part of a week-long cybersecurity training spearheaded by a team from the U.S. Homeland Security Investigations. Assistant Commissioner of Police Crimes, Hodges Iti, said this is first-of-its-kind training delivered in-depth tactics of how to use technology and deal with cybercrime.
Our PNGC capacity is very limited, so we are reaching out, and our friends US have become aware of our need, and this is one of the first trainings that they are undertaking to increase our participation in law enforcement collaborations.
He said the training aims to target dissemination of information and training to PNG's police personnel to elevate efforts in investigating crime in the cyberspace.
As a son of a mother, I cannot sit back and await other men, other people to continuously harass our mothers and sisters and daughters on cyberspace. We need to do something critical about it and something pragmatic.
Support staff Wari Bega said the training included how to search a digital crime scene, how to handle photographic crime scene, detect digital equipment, and how to deal with crime using software applications.
We'll use these techniques which the US have learned us with the software, the operating system or software program that we have. We can always use it and plug it into our computer to detect abusive language or pornographic pictures.
Tracy Pa, TVWan News.
Meanwhile, ACP Crimes ET said there is a bigger need for the judicial arm of the government to undertake this cybersecurity training. He said the courts will handle evidence based on documents, and it is important that magistrates, judges, prosecutors and lawyers are well informed about the process that involved when dealing with evidence of such crime in courts.
This training should also be made available. My view is that the training should also be expanded outwards. In the next maybe training, we may extend the invitation to the public prosecutor's office, the magisterial services, and the judicial services as well, so that they come in. It is inappropriate for us to run a training for our men when the evidence that we will be gaining to deliver to court is not appreciated by the courts, people who preside over the courts as to the process undertaken to. So they must be also informed that, including the public prosecutor's office as well. So those are areas we are looking at moving towards to facilitate.
Making a person nude using software application on social media is a serious offense under Cybercrime Act, says the Assistant Commissioner of Police for Crimes, Hodges Ete. Ete said a person caught under this offense will be charged. He said this during a cybersecurity training held in Port Moresby recently.
Making a person nude using software application has become a trend on social media, especially Facebook. This is a criminal offense under the Cybercrime Act. Assistant Commissioner of Police for Crimes, Odges Iti, said a person caught doing this will be dealt with in the toughest manner under the law.
Nuding a person, whether it's a man or woman, is inappropriate. It is unlawful and must be dealt with in the most stringent and toughest manner that the law can provide.
He said since the introduction of the nuding software application in PNG, police have one suspect in custody after a victim of nuding reported the alleged perpetrator to the police cybercrime unit. The suspect is being investigated.
My own records, we have one case that has come to our attention, and that has been investigated, and we are getting towards identifying the location of the suspect to pick up. That is particularly in relation to this particular suspect using applications that he has had access to nude a particular woman.
Hiti clarified that the application re-images a subject's picture with a picture of a nude person.
Essentially, the application do not allow you to nude somebody's picture. You cannot remove clothes from a photo. They're just re-imaging and all that technical aspect and then getting somebody else's body and putting it on your head.
The Assistant Police Commissioner for Crimes is warning the public about the use of this software application. Anyone caught in the offense will be dealt with under the Cybercrime Act. Tracy Pa, TVWan News.
As the world is moving quickly on digital services around the world, Papua New Guinea is aiming to do so as well and catch up. In doing so, Minister for Information and Communication Technology, Timothy Masiu, is emphasizing for the country to break away from long-awaited service delivery that takes several years. He was referring to the partnership between NICTA and local entrepreneur Gaba Sport Digital Hub, set up and recently launched in Gaba Gaba village.
We need to move on. We need to intensify. I don't want to hear anymore that it's taking 3 years to build a facility like this in a village. Let's cut off all the 3 years and let's make it in about 6 months, or whichever comes first. We have to do this because the world is moving. And if the world is moving technologically, then we are being left behind, and that's not our mandate. We are trying to catch up today. And so the UAS policy provides us with a guiding framework. And we must evolve it to embrace the rollout of the smart village concept across our nation.
The Asia-Pacific Group on Money Laundering, or APG, are here in the nation's capital and are now conducting a mutual evaluation for 2023 to 2024 to assess the country's anti-money laundering and counter-terrorist financing. This is the second visit by the APG. The National Coordinating Committee is confident with the assessment and support given to the international assessors.
The announcement of the Asia-Pacific Group Assessment Team arriving was made last Tuesday, the 26th of September, when the committee launched its Strategic Plan 2023 to 2027. The National Coordinating Committee welcomed them today. Chief Secretary for the Department of Prime Minister and NEC, Ivan Pomaleo, emphasized that the NCC is supporting the Mutual Evaluation Assessment Team to gather and understand the facts in context with the existing laws and make assessments.
Those assessments in the context of our country, our laws, our overarching development policies, the status of our development, the status of our market with quite significant segments of our society that are unbanked. And as they go through their assessment to be aware of the uniqueness of some of our business practices, to be aware of the importance of the assessments in the context of our market.
Acting Governor for the Bank of Papua New Guinea, Elizabeth Genia, explained that the international assessors are here because Papua New Guinea signed up to the APG Accord.
We are required by the international bodies to comply with these requirements on anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing.
The Bank of PNG and the Department of Justice and Attorney General co-chair the committee. Both have been regularly monitoring what financial agencies the country have been doing since 2015.
Because of our first evaluation, this time we are ready. And we were familiar with the kinds of questions that our international evaluators are asking, and we know what kind of answers that we need to give. And so we are very much prepared in terms of us dealing with the mutual evaluation team.
The assessment started today concludes next Friday, the 13th of October. Jasmine Erojak, TVWan News.
Since its last mutual assessment in 2016, the international assessors will now see the effectiveness of the acts and laws put in place by the committee. After the 2-week assessment, an overall evaluation and recommendations will be given that best improve current financial systems.
We are almost 50 countries in this group. And basically, the whole idea is to ensure that the financial systems are robust, that it gives credibility to our KINA, to our Bank of Papua New Guinea, and to the banks in PNG that operate, that our money is safe to be traded on the international market. And so the government has put in place this committee that has been managing the systems since 2015. There are laws in place. We track it every quarter. So the team meets every quarter to assess how the different agencies are performing in terms of keeping with the law, ensuring that there are prosecutions, ensuring that the different agencies are collaborating, in ensuring that we keep our system watertight, that there is integrity in our systems. And so your government has not gone to sleep. The government has also been on top of this.
TVWan News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Want to know to win a Scale Rice Matchy Pack? Scale Rice is giving away hundreds of really scale prizes for that Scale weekend. Prizes include over 200 Scale Rice Nambi set, over 190 Scale Rice Eskies, 44 JBL speakers with 2 wireless mics. To enter, buy any Scale Rice or Ori Rice product, write your name and contact details at the back of the receipt, drop in the entry box. There's 116 winners fortnightly, 16 promo locations and 4 fortnightly draws. Time to soul.
More details in store or follow us on our social pages. Terms and conditions apply.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaro, get up a big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Open lens.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in Milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in Milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, P&G and Mia. Fine P&G made.
We're gonna make it through tonight, and everything is gonna be okay.
I can offer reassurance, you see.
There's a time for prayer, and a time for action, son. It's kill or be killed.
Something's not right.
Here's Johnny.
A 2-week health screening program has been successfully conducted in Yus LLG and Nayudo LLG's Penin, Morobe, and Madang provinces, setting the stage for an imminent international doctors visit in October. The International Doctors Visit Program aligns with the Tree Kangaroo Conservation's One Health program, acknowledging the interconnectedness of animal, human, and environmental health. Program Health Coordinator Grace Rudaka said the initial screening targeted 5 TVWan villages with youth. 170 patients ranging from 8 to 65 years and above underwent thorough examinations. This health screening initiative is a crucial precursor to the impending visit of the international doctors from the United States, organized by the Woodland Park Zoo in Seattle. The program, recurring every 2 years in the youth conservation area, aims to familiarize medical professionals with the prevalent health issues before their field visit. The United States Trade and Development Agency announced plans last year to expand its work in the Pacific region. Treasurer Ian Ling Starkey announced this during a meeting with the U.S. TDA executives recently. He said they will particularly focus on Papua New Guinea and on the development of sustainable, resilient, and high-quality infrastructure.
The United States Trade and Development Agency, or USTDA, restarted its assistance to Papua New Guinea in 2020 in a move that was welcomed by the Marape government, which has been seeking to expand project investment in the country. Treasurer Ian Ling Starkey says USTDA provides an invaluable opportunity for PNG to bring in new sources of grant investment into the country, expanding the Marape-Rosso government's efforts to build up key infrastructure in a sustainable and affordable way. He said the USTDA has funded assistance to develop a specification for deploying a smart metering system and communication network components, which will lead to improved service and reduced electricity losses. USTDA's grant also supports the PNG's electrification partnership with Australia, Japan, New Zealand, and the United States to achieve enhanced connectivity and connect 70% of the country's population to electricity by 2030. The Treasurer said the meeting with USTDA is the first in what will be an ongoing engagement. Furthermore, he said USTDA provides grant funding for feasibility studies for vital infrastructure, building up both our country and our relationship with the United States. Freddie Moe, TVWan News.
In a transformative move, the American Chamber of Commerce Coral Sea orchestrated a key business event at the Grand Papua Hotel connecting the United States Department of Commerce with Papua New Guinea businesses. During the event, the U.S. Department of Commerce representatives, led by Steve Nord, Regional Senior Commercial Officer, engaged with local enterprises to explore new commercial opportunities and promote economic growth. The U.S. Commercial Service, with a representative based in Port Moresby, offers vital programs such as Advocacy Center and Select USA, aiming to identify partnerships and facilitate trade engagements within the U.S. market. The strategic partnership is anticipated to enhance economic ties between the United States and PNG, fostering collaboration and prosperity on both fronts. From close of business on December 31st, 2023, private sector checks will not be accepted for payment by commercial banks and financial institutions in PNG. The Bank of Papua New Guinea, in a statement, warned that any private sector checks presented after December 31st, 2023 will not be honored.
Acting Governor for Central Bank Elizabeth Gania says unused checkbooks should not be used after 31st December 2023. She urged individuals, businesses, companies and institutions who have checkbooks to contact their banking organization to arrange other payment methods. The commercial banks and financial institutions will provide guidance and support to ensure a smooth transition for convenient and easy-to-use alternatives such as mobile banking, internet banking and digital wallets. She says checks have been used in PNG for many years to make payments. However, using checks has proven to be time-consuming, prone to errors and vulnerable to fraud. Many countries around the world have already phased out checks, recognizing the limitation and risk associated with this outdated payment method. Ms. Gania clarified that discontinuing private sector checks is part of the Bank of PNG's program to streamline PNG's payment system, reduce cost, enhance security, and align the nation's banking practices with global best practice. The decision was made in consultation with the commercial banks and other financial institutions. Bank of PNG and commercial banks have confirmed that the discontinuing of private sector checks does not breach any laws or regulations or infringe upon the rights of individuals or businesses. Ms. Gania elaborated that the government is gradually shifting towards electronic payments, but the use of government checks will not be affected by this decision. This means government checks will still be received for the payments of services rendered after December 31st, 2023. She says the changing financial services landscape in PNG is a clear indication that the payment system needs to be in step with the evolving needs of individual customers as well as businesses. By embracing modern payment technologies, the acting governor says PNG can expand financial inclusion, stimulate economic growth, and foster a more robust and resilient financial system. Freddie Mo, TVWan News.
And now, the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2730 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2655 US, $0.410 Australian dollars, $0.244 euro, and 39.38 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, palm oil and copper closed higher, the rest closed the day lower. And on the stock market, Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. You're watching TVWan News. We continue with news from abroad after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Want to know to win a scale rice matchy pack? Scale Rice is giving away hundreds of really scale prizes for that scale weekend. Prizes include over 200 scale rice Nambi set, over 190 scale rice Eskis, 44 JBL speakers with 2 wireless mics. To enter, buy any scale rice or Ori rice product, write your name and contact details at the back of the receipt, Drop in the entry box. There's 116 winners fortnightly, 16 promo locations, and 4 fortnightly draws. Time us all.
More details in store or follow us on our social pages. Terms and conditions apply.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaroon, get up and big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Open it.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Pine PNG made.
I want to get to the bottom of it. I said it before. This year, I mean it, okay?
They thought they'd seen it all.
Okay, let's roll.
But now, the Fellowship will uncover something they'd never seen before.
16 meters. It would be the first time ever, 31 meters, that we take a picture of a structure underground. Stop. Marty needs to see this footage.
The Curse of Oak Island.
Welcome back. On 21st August, Japan began discharging into the Pacific some of the 1.34 million tons of wastewater that has collected since a tsunami crippled the Fukushima nuclear plant facility in 2011. The inspections following the first release have been completed, and the second discharge will start on 5th October, says Tokyo Electric Power. In the first phase, about 7,800 tons of water were released into the Pacific out of a planned total of 1.34 million tons, equivalent to more than 500 Olympics swimming pools. Tokyo Electric Power says the water has been filtered of all radioactive elements except tritium, which is within safe levels. The review is backed by the UN Atomic Agency. Residents on the New South Wales South Coast says they are concerned going into this bushfire season because of excessive vegetation growing along roads. They say it's brought back painful memories of the Black Summer fires when their communities became isolated for weeks.
A horror New Year's Eve still etched into people's minds.
Go! Go! No!
It was the height of Black Summer and flames had jumped the Princess Highway before ravaging dozens of South Coast villages. Gail Luce's Sussex Inlet home came under threat before the fire quickly changed direction, leaving the community cut off for 10 days.
And when the road's on fire, no one can get in or out. And then the road shut after the fire's gone through because the power lines are down and there's trees across the road. So you can't get, there's no power, there's no fuel, no food.
She's among many residents who have been calling for trees and bushes to be cut back to secure access along highways and single access roads.
The vegetation's back up to the road, the highway again. They should be getting in and just getting it back away from the highways.
Former Roads Minister Andrew Constance unsuccessfully pushed for mass clearing along the highway during Black Summer.
Put a 40-metre buffer zone either side of the highway. The highway's going to get duplicated anyway. Clear the vegetation back.
Katrina Walsh lost her Conjola Park home in the fires and says while some clearing has been done, access remains a concern.
There are still, as far as I'm aware, no evacuation plans for Lake Conjola and Conjola Park.
Transport officials say $28 million is being spent, making roads safer during bushfires.
The removal of at-risk trees, the trimming of other trees, slashing of the road corridor and weed reduction.
South Coast residents say they're getting their own properties prepared, but that can only go so far.
Fiji's Prime Minister Sitiveni Rabuka will formally propose his vision of the Pacific status as a zone of peace during the Pacific Island Forum leaders meeting in Cook Island in November. Rabuka said this idea was first mooted in Papua New Guinea during a summit with Indonesian Prime Minister Narendra Modi earlier this year. Prime Minister Rabuka said that once adopted, they will then take the concept to international forums. He emphasizes that Fiji and its neighboring island nations do not want to be torn between the two superpowers, the United States of America and China. Rabuka says when he proposed the idea of a zone of peace during his recent international diplomatic engagements, it was rather taken well by the other leaders. And that ends the news segment. Sports is next. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Want to know to win a scale rice matchy pack? Scale Rice is giving away hundreds of really scale prizes for that scale weekend. Prizes include over 200 scale rice Nambi set, over 190 scale rice Eskies, 44 JBL speakers with 2 wireless mics. To enter, buy any scale rice or Ori rice product, write your name and contact details at the back of the receipt, drop in the entry box. There's 116 winners fortnightly, 16 promo locations and 4 fortnightly draws. Try us all.
More details in store or follow us on our social pages. Terms and conditions apply.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up and big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Open it.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Fine PNG made.
Without further ado, I give you the visionary artist, Magic Mike.
Why are you in London?
I'm gonna put on a show at this famous theater.
People are numb, disconnected. We're gonna wake them up with a wave of passion they've never felt before.
Magic Mike's Last Dance premieres Sunday, October 8th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
After a long week of competition, the inaugural Momase Regional Youth Games 2023 ended on a high note over the weekend with the medal presentations to the winning teams. The closing ceremony coincided with the lowering of the Games flag and handing over of the next host, the Highlands region. Finally, a wrap-up of the Mombasa Regional Youth Games with Governor Ramsey Pariwa officiating at the closing ceremony. The games were considered as success despite Madang being tagged as crime-ridden. It took care of over 400 athletes and officials. Governor Pariwa congratulated both players, officials and organizers. He acknowledged the National Youth Development Authority for implementing this initiative. The governor pointed out the tournament has reduced law and order issues and gave the local economy a little boost.
Sports by promoting SME. Bring money come to the people. Mama bring me selling politics something. The table market boy daka smoke na rice block na drinks na kolwara. Arab something more. Sports to promoting. You know only sports that's all SME. Culture from Mibla. Mibla come to one district, one province. Come and culture from Mibla. Showcase the identity from Mibla. So man to say why we don't him sports? We don't like him road. We don't like him bridge. We don't like him agriculture. We don't like him this, but we don't know. Sports, interwoven. Stuff inside. But it's the only Arab service you can talk about.
National Youth Directorate Director and RYG Chairman Joe Itaki delivered the same thanks to everyone, especially the host province. He encouraged athletes to continue to strive and thrive in sports if they intend to pursue a sporting career.
Mombasa region and finish on the high note too. The purpose from this land, you may all rural youths, the rural talent, young people where you may start from parents, you may not have opportunity from showcasing skills and talent from people, and people are creating this regional youth games forum so that you can come outside from here, playing from here in the sports foundation, or national selectors, high performance inspectors, everyone is here, so you will be given the opportunity to be selected and then put to the next level of training and so forth.
The presentation of medals to winning teams went well into the evening. It included the lowering of the Games flag. The flag was then handed back to the Games Council. There, it was announced that the Highlands region is the next in hosting its Regional Youth Games. Vincent Pesnu, chairman of the Highlands Regional Secretariat, received the Games flag. He put forward a call to the PNG Sports Foundation for support, including other stakeholders, to help them prepare for the next year's regional event.
National Youth Development Authority, through the chairman, Mr. Itaki, Community Development, and PNG Sports Foundation. Please, your support for the next regional games that I will be hosting in the Highlands. I need your support. Yes. Please do support for it. I can host it successfully, maybe next year.
Meantime, in overall results, Madang province teams collected the most medals in rugby tats. Madang won men and women won gold. Morobe teams dominated the medal tally in volleyball. Maka men and Nawab women won gold. Nawab men won bronze, while Lay City women took out the silver medal. The Melanesian Spearhead Group Prime Minister's Cup debutant, Rex Naime, believes his club game experience will help in the first MSG PM's Cup tournament as couples coach Harrison Kamake defends his selection of the team. Naime was one of the 3 debutants named in the side over the weekend at the Sir John Guy's Outdoor Stadium for the 2023 MSG Prime Minister's Cup campaign in Noumea, New Caledonia. Rex Naime is a key member of Hekari United FC. He believes running alongside Yagi Yasasa, Obed Simon and Joe Joseph at the club level can help in his representative outing at the 2023 MSG Prime Minister's Cup campaign in Noumea, New Caledonia.
Plenty of senior players, I think plenty of them plus play one club, so miss have a all, so when play. So I mean first time me, so I think coach will like put me low bench or like sweet chance, but plug one side and play. Yeah.
While expressing his gratitude for making the team, Naime has no expectations in starting, but if given the opportunity, he aims now to let the team down. PNG couples coach Harrison Kamake said the team was picked on merit because of their exceptional performance at the club level. Kamake said it will be great to see them replicate that performance at the representative level.
These boys have gelled well together, and basically they understand themselves in terms of relating to the game. So most of these boys have been selected on merit, and we have criteria there that we've looked at to select these players.
Those who have made the couples include David Tomare and Charles Lepani as goalkeepers. Defenders are Abel Rednut, Philip Stephen, Daniel Joe, Godfrey Harrow, Sylvester Luke and Joshua Talau. Emmanuel Simon, Yagi Asasa, Joseph Joe, Pala Paul and Obed Simon make up the midfield, while Ati and Kolu Kepo, Rex Naime, Raymond Gunemba, Nigel Dabinyaba, Santo Manu and Tommy Semi line up in the forwards department. The couples travel to New Caledonia this Friday, October 5th. The MSG Prime Minister's Cup tournament commences on October 8th and finishes on the 15th. Minister for Sports and Higher Education Don Poilier believes that PNG can become a great soccer nation given the potential it has all across the country. Minister Poilier made this remark at the Sir John Guy Stadium during the announcement of the PNG couples team for the 2023 MSG Prime Minister's Cup campaign. PNG has football talents in all the regions across the country. Minister for Sports and Higher Education Don Poilier said, with the abundant potential PNG has, it is imperative that the country make soccer a national sport and get more young men and women involved.
You look at the Manusians. The Manusians, they're very fit to play soccer. You look at them, they're very solid. And you find them, they can fill the ball with the legs. You look at the Morobians, they can do that. You look at those, the Sepik, or even the people in Central Province. You look at the Highlanders, they think they're only meant for rugby league. But I like to tell you, Highlanders, you are meant more for soccer too. Second, I like to make this a point that I think Papua New Guinea, if you look at our build, our stature, and the climatic conditions that we live in, I believe that Papua New Guinea can be more a soccer country, thriving forward in sports.
Minister Poilier said, soccer is one of the highest paid sports in the world. If opportunity is given to the youth to participate in the code and in the big leagues, it will bring remittance to the country.
Soccer. So let's do it and encourage soccer development all throughout Papua New Guinea, because that's where you will create the positive energy for that professional sports. And I agree, the most richest sports in the world is soccer.
Poilier said after discussions with the World FIFA President Gianni Infantino about football in PNG, he anticipates a good future for soccer in the country. Ivarak men's softball team of Kokopo were crowned champions after defeating Kikila Cats of Rabaul by 2 runs in a thrilling 9-7 finish at the Queen Elizabeth Park in Rabaul on Sunday. In the women's final, Hawks annihilated Malanos 15-3, easily taking out the win on mercy rule applied in the 5th inning. Local hire car company Gugu Hire Cars was the major sponsor of the received Rabaul softball tournament played over 4 days, concluding Saturday, 1st October 2023. The tournament attracted teams from Rabaul, Kokopo, Gazelle and Warangoi in the Sinivit LLG of Pomio district. Softball in Rabaul or East New Britain has been dormant for a number of years for various reasons, compounded by the effects of pandemic. The tournament was rejuvenated the interest of the softball in the province, with Rabaul Softball Association leading the way. Rabaul Softball President Benedict Poirier encouraged other local business houses and the respective local level government to support the revival of the code in the province. Rapopo Plantation Resort Kokopo Panthers capped off a remarkable season, taking out the Kokopo City Rugby League Grand Final Premiership Honours for 2023 in all 3 divisions, under 20, women and A-grade over newcomers KBC Knights. In the under 20, Panthers beat Knights 20-10, women's contest Panthers 10 beat Knights 4, and A-grade Panthers 10 defeated Knights 8.
Commitment, hard work and consistency paid off handsomely for the Kokopo Panthers Rugby League club, recording a clean sweep to claim the Under-20, Women and A-grade Premiership titles over opponents KBC Knights. The thrilling decider was played in front of a packed Kalapon Oval, Kokopo, on Saturday. The feat was a new club-winning record for the Panthers club, formed by former Kumul great and now Eastern Britain Governor Michael Marum to engage youths from the Gelegele resettlement wards. The opening half of the A-grade showdown was intriguing, with the new kids on the block, KBC Knights, keeping the more fancied Panthers in check to close out the first half in equal fashion at 4 points apiece to half-time. The intensity and tempo of the game continued well into the second stanza, with players showing little or no self-preservation, putting their body on the line, much to the roar of the fans. Both teams displaying good shape in their attack, using skill, speed and agility on their edges to trade try for try for an 8-all scoreline. In the last 15 minutes, Knights' committed defense kept driving Panthers back until they conceded a crucial penalty right in front for Panthers to convert into 2 points and held on to seal the deal at full time 10-8. Governor Marum, when congratulating the teams, also challenged them to continue to lift the standard of the game at their local league. Terry Longwood, TVWan Sports.
The PNG-RU Deaf Rugby Union Association will be competing for the first time in the Pacific Deaf Rugby Sevens tournament, scheduled to run from 23rd to 26th of February 2024 in Sydney, Australia, at the invitation of the Australian Deaf Rugby Union. While this would be a lifetime opportunity for our hearing-impaired athletes to compete at an international stage, however, funding supports have been lacking.
The PNG Deaf Rugby Association consists of men and women with impaired hearing who are now breaking barriers in showcasing their skills and talent through playing rugby sevens. Since the establishment of PNG Deaf Rugby in 2018, interest has been overwhelming, with numbers growing steadily, especially in Port Moresby. Acting Coordinator PNG Deaf Rugby Union Aguna Frank said their main focus now is to seek necessary funds for a team to attend the Pacific Deaf Rugby Sevens tournament next year in Sydney. PNG Deaf Rugby was supposed to attend 2 major international events in Argentina and Fiji in April this year, but missed out due to financial constraints.
Few tournaments that we tried to, but unfortunately finance has always been a problem to where we can unfortunately have been there. The first was the Oceania Deaf Sevens, which was supposed to be held in Fiji, where we didn't do it unfortunately. And April this year was to be World Deaf Sevens in Argentina. Unfortunately, we didn't make it as well due to financial constraint.
On behalf of PNG Deaf Rugby, Frank is again appealing to interested business houses and corporate sponsors and the supporting families and community to come forward to donate towards this worthy cause and to help such marginalized group of athletes.
This is our third year, so we are appealing to the general public as well as the business houses, corporate organizations to help us, make it a must, support us to bring the country over, and most importantly, at least getting the hearing impaired international exposure. That's all our aim. It's not been marginalized within the society, but we are appealing to the general public, as I've said earlier on, for your support if we can make it possible for this team to get on to the...
Frank said before the Sydney tournament, they're also looking forward to taking part in the annual Rookie Sevens in Port Moresby in December. He said they would use the Rookie Sevens tournament to finalize their team for the Pacific Deaf Rugby Sevens.
But as I've said earlier, we are looking forward to these provinces to come over, and then we can make the best that PNG side on that. Like for training and stuff like that, we probably, by December and January, we are planning to, due to finance, so we made these things, and probably we can go into camp at the last week of December.
Terry Longwood, TVWan Sports.
Brisbane Broncos coach Kevin Walters is confident his team will win premierships in the future if they learn a vital lesson from a close 26-24 loss to Penrith. The Broncos were up 24-8 with 18 minutes left to play after Ezra Mem scored 3 quick-fire tries. Panthers came back to win 26-24 after a Nathan Cleary masterclass.
After giving up 16 points lead late in the second half on Sunday, Walters said it was hard to get your head around what happened. The Broncos came back from an 8-6 halftime deficit to lead 24-8 with 24 minutes remaining after Ezra Mam scored 3 tries in 10 minutes.
Maybe that first half where we didn't play so well but kept ourselves in the game with our defence, that maybe had a bit to do with it. I'm not sure. Nathan Cleary was pretty good too, to be fair, at the end of the game. Yeah, I have to have a look at the tape. That second period there for 20 minutes, that's the Broncos that I know, and that's where we'll get to. We'll do that for 80. But we're not there yet. But when we do, we'll win premierships. So that's what it's about. We're not far off, as you saw tonight, but we're getting there. We're a lot closer now than what we were 12 months ago. Would everyone agree? Yeah. I think so.
The Broncos came last in 2020. Walters took over as head coach and got them to the grand final in 3 years. It took former coach Wayne Bennett 5 years, but the Broncos won the 1992 decider.
I mean, once the dust settles, everyone in that room can be extremely proud of, as I say, where the club is now to where it was, before all these guys got their hands on the club. It's just remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. And we can, the next couple of days we can sit back and be really proud of that. But tonight we wanted to win. We wanted to win the premiership this year, and we didn't get it. So that pisses us off. Yeah. Let's give Penrith some credit too. They've made 4 grand finals in a row, first time since I've been born. So that's pretty elite. So they're a good side, and we need to respect that. It doesn't help us sitting there not winning.
Walters and Broncos captain Adam Reynolds don't agree with the proverb that you need to lose a grand final to win one. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Penrith Panthers head coach Ivan Cleary admitted that he had never felt so much pressure as he did during the team's charge against the Broncos. Despite a strong start, the Panthers found themselves trailing 24-8 in the second half, with Broncos player Ezra Mam scoring a hat-trick of tries. With only 24 minutes left on the clock, it seemed unlikely that Penrith could make a comeback of such magnitude.
I don't reflect that much.
At the post-match, Cleary spoke about his concerns, saying he's never felt under the pump for ages as they were in the second half. However, expressed confidence in his team's ability to turn the game around.
But just the way it went, I've never felt so under the pump in a game for ages as we were in that second half. I thought that the Broncos probably had the better of, at least the middle part of the game, and probably deserved to, be in that lead. But I suppose, over this course of, the last few years, we've won enough games and built enough belief that when we get our kind of momentum going and our game on, that good things will happen. Yeah, but I must say I was a little worried halfway through that second half.
The coach admitted he did have some doubts when Mam scored the 3rd try, but never doubted his team's fighting spirit.
One thing I would never doubt was these boys' ability to keep fighting. And it's just it's just one of those games where you get one back and things can change. There's still a long time to go. I think that was the important part. If they had jumped to 24-8 with 15 to go or something, I don't think we would have come back. But there was just enough time to, make them sort of get nervous, I guess.
Meanwhile, Panthers star delivered an extraordinary performance in the grand final and reflected on the lessons he had learned from the team's defeat in the 2020 grand final against Melbourne Storm. Nathan admitted feeling disappointed when Broncos took a commanding lead, but remained calm and drew on his past experience to stay focused.
Well, I think the 20 minutes before it was close to the worst I've ever played. It was nice to finish on a high, I guess, but, it was, to be honest, I think my experience from the past, particularly that 2020 Storm Grand Final, helped me to you know, be in the game at the end of this one. So, you know, sometimes things feel shit at the time, like it did in that 2020 game, but I think it's made me who I am today.
It goes to Cleary. Nathan Cleary! Wow! Cleary's won it all himself. What a try!
Terry Longwood, TVWan Sports.
Now, weather for the regions and main centers for the next 24 hours. Momase, isolated showers and thunderstorms becoming scattered over Morobe. Lay City, cloudy periods with rain, showers and possible thunderstorms. Vanimo partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. Mount Hagen, cloudy periods with rain, showers and possible thunderstorms. Cloudy periods, rain showers and possible thunderstorms across all the island's centers. Southern, isolated showers and thunderstorms with areas of rain over Gulf and Oro Province. Port Moresby, mostly fine with possible inland showers and thunderstorms. Kerema, cloudy with rain, showers and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, isolated showers and thunderstorms becoming scattered over the autonomous region and West New Britain. Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy with few showers. Ocean forecast for the next 24 hours. Bismarck Sea, seas slight to moderate, patches through over southern sector with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots, gusting to 20 knots over southern sector. Coastal waters forecast. Waters of Finschhafen through Vitias Strait to CRC to Kaka Island, seas 2 to 3 meters. Waters of southern PNG Indonesia border to Daru to Kiwai Island to Kerema to Yule Island to Hood, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters. That ends the news. Bye for now.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB